If you're watching here in the U.S., I hope you had a great Labor Day weekend. I hope you also had a chance to see my Sunday column about the connections between Hurricane Harvey and climate change. But I want to talk about something today that is really important and also quite distant, though, and not part of the conversation at the moment. It's about Congo, one of the most important countries of Africa, one of the potentially wealthiest ones, yet one that has been haunted by tragedy for 20 years now. The International Rescue Committee says that it has been the site of the most lethal conflict since World War II because of internal fighting. And I haven't been able to report from there because President Kabila denies me a visa, denies most journalists a visa. But the next best thing, I've invited here Governor Katumbi. He was a very, very popular governor in Congo, is running for president. But the problem is President Kabila doesn't want to leave, doesn't want to hold elections. And so Governor Katumbi is exiled right now. But thank you for coming by.
Thank you very much.
And I invite you to send in questions for Governor Katumbi about Congo, about U.S. policy toward Congo or the region, about corruption, which is a huge issue in Congo. But let me start, with the situation in Congo. President Kabila keeps hanging on long after he should have left office. These elections just don't materialize, and I guess I'm afraid that we're going to see more violence in a country that has already seen way too much, and that there are going to be protests on the street by your supporters, and that they are going to be mown down with gunfire.
Yes, what's happening is in Congo there is a big total crisis with President Kabila, because today everything is organized by President Kabila not to have election. That's why we decided, the people of Congo, the churches, everyone, we decide Kabila must leave the office and leave somebody to organize the transition, because you can't agree, he's not keeping a word. Because I've seen an apple in your office is red. For President Kabila, this apple is green. So it's thinking not for the better Congo, it's thinking, I think, for a bad Congo where he can remain and root the country.
And I mean, isn't there indeed a danger of a lot of violence? Before, when there were protesters against Kabila, he massacred them. And are we headed for more of that?
Massacre for him is really nothing. What happened in the Kasai is organized by the government, by President Kabila, which is in Puerto today is him. Is creating instability also with the neighbors, with the 9 countries which is the neighbors of Congo. That's why we don't need a president like him. He must go, he should respect the constitution, and I know he's going to come to the UN and make a speech. He's going to come and lie. From the beginning, he says he's going to respect the constitution, which he never respect. He said you should give him 1 year. We gave one year to President Kabila. This time is the end. No negotiation. Kabila must go, and Kabila can stay in the country to continue to see what you are going to bring for this better Congo we need for tomorrow.
President Kabila, if you are watching, and if when you do come by in September, then I do invite you to come here. I'll give you equal time. I just do want my visa to visit DRC. Okay, President Kabila. And your own situation is now, if you were to return, you would be presumably at risk of being imprisoned or shot.
You see, President Kabila is scared about me, because all the reports, which all the fake charges is trying on me, all those charges are bogus. Because even the bishops, the Senko, even the U.S. ambassador in the Congo say all those charges were fake. So for President Kabila is to see me dead or in prison, and he can't do this because I'm going back. I need to save my country.
There's been a lot of concern here in this country that our State Department, well, President Trump wants to cut the budget for the State Department. People haven't been appointed to senior roles in the State Department. The diplomacy essentially is much less invested in now than it has been in the past. So I'm curious, in the case of Congo, is the U.S. State Department, is it pulling its weight? Are we pushing for free elections? Are we pushing for President Kabila to step down? What is the situation right now with U.S. diplomacy?
The U.S. diplomacy so far is so good because they have pushed a lot to make things happen in our country, because if there was no democracy, President Trump didn't supposed to stand in America. So today there is a government of terror with somebody terrorizing everyone, which want to continue killing the people. So I'm asking to the American government and all the partners and to President Trump, Congo is 8 million people, which somebody wants to continue making the terror on the people, killing the people every day. So far America has supported a lot the people of Congo. America is not supporting individuals. America is supporting the country. They want to see a better Congo. How much money is going to the UN for Congo, since UN is there in the Congo? The biggest, the largest troops in entire the world is the UN in the Congo. So we need more support, because in December Kabila must go. He's not going to organize election. We are going to put somebody in power. The people of Congo are going to put somebody in power. What we need is to stop this killing and fighting and stealing of all the wealth of the Congo.
You know, Governor Katumbi, I'm sure some people are watching, some Americans, maybe some Europeans, and they're thinking, well, it's too bad if Congo does not have democracy, if there are massacres in Congo, but we have problems at home. We have to worry about Hurricane Harvey, we have to worry about this, worry about that, and it's too bad, but this is not our responsibility, not our problem. So what is the answer to those people about why we should care about what happens in Congo? Why does Congo matter for the world?
Congo matter for the world because it's one of the biggest country, and if there is stability, if there is election in Congo, a lot of investors are going to come, and the illegal immigrants are not going to continue coming in America or in Europe. I think what is important, a stable Congo is the best things for Africa, for a better future of Africa. With no stability in Congo, there is no future for Africa.
Yeah, and I would just add to that I think one of the things we've learned is that chaos and violence are contagious, and we saw that in Rwanda and Burundi, for example, in the 1990s, that chaos and violence there indeed then infected Congo as well. And also diseases. We saw with West Africa that health threats in one country now become global health threats. So it does seem to me that we have values at stake in Congo, but we also have interests. Zoe is operating the camera. Zoe, some questions for Governor Katumbi.
Yes, Shelley Van B. writes, I worry for those who live in the eastern Congo. There's so much violence and poverty affecting those who are trying to survive there. How does a president address the huge diversity of this country?
You see, if those things continue today, is because of one man. I was a governor of Katanga. All these things we can finish in 3 months' time, to finish the whole, to bring peace. The first things I'm going to do, if I've been elected as president, is to bring first the peace in the country. And what is important, we need to have peace. People have suffered a lot. Since President Kabila there is over 3 million people which have been killed in the east of the Congo. And we can't continue with somebody is like a 747 with no pilot. Is going to kill everyone. So today in the Congo there is no pilot. the hope is for Kabila to go, for at least to bring peace in the Congo.
And how confident are you that you will be the pilot of that 747 a year from now, or 18 months from now?
Yes, I'm going to stand, and you know, in democracy there is a lot of surprise. If I win the election, I think I'm going to be a good captain, like I was in the Katanga province, which I bring a province which was dying from nowhere, and it became the best province. And I brought a lot of investors. Over $30 billion was invested. So I'm going to try and call all the investors to bring back on the international community, not to run the country like President Kabila is running, like his only boutique with his family. Because if you can see all the reports you are reading in the newspaper, it's sad and it's a shame for a Congo which I like to make a better Congo, for everyone to come and see the change. And that's why I want President Kabila to stay and to see when I'm going to be the captain on that country, to see the change.
One of the huge issues for Congo, and indeed for many other countries in the region, across Africa and much of the world, is corruption. And I mean, frankly, Western companies that are active in the region often are part of the problem and feed that corruption. When things of oil and gas in your neighbor to the south, Angola, what responsibility does the West have, if any, to address this kind of corruption? And what can we do to try to limit it so that the wealth of these countries benefits the people and not the president?
The problem is impunity, you understand, because there is a lot of impunity. If the time I became governor, there was I find a budget, just one example I'm giving you, I'm giving to the people, $150 million contribution per annum, which I did in 1 year, over $2 billion, because I was fighting corruption. Today there is inflation in Congo, instability. Just look, since when I left as governor, when I resigned as governor, all this instability started because I was fighting corruption, which the Western can help us is because of impunity. If the impunity continue, Congo is not going to go anywhere.
And I mean, much of Africa is indeed thriving economically, politically. Kenya, just the Supreme Court just overturned the election, which was kind of really a remarkable assertion of the power of institutions over the power of individuals. And yet, this region of Congo, Burundi, Rwanda, Uganda, Angola is kind of maybe the messiest region on the continent. Why is that?
I think Africa is changing. Africa is changing. What happened in Kenya, the Constitution Court, nobody believed that the people can do it. That's why I need also, when I'm going to be elected as president, to bring that change, not change just on the speech, change in the countries, and to bring a better life. Because you see, for Congolese to be respected, to bring peace with the neighbors for everyone, we need to have a strong leadership. Today in Congo there is no leadership. It's like people are gambling today. President Kabila is gambling in the country, so the country doesn't have any way he's taking the country. So I think what is important first for me is my country. Before I look about my neighbors, I want to do the best things for Congo, at least to bring peace with the neighbors, and to trade with the neighbors, to trade with everyone, with international community, in transparency.
Well, I want to thank you very much for coming by and for joining the conversation. And I also do want to say to President Kabila that one reason I wanted to have this conversation is that, you know, these days, so much of the American conversation is just focused on politics and President Trump that I think it's easy for us to ignore things happening a long way away. And I think this is going to be a really dangerous time in Congo in the coming months. And I want you to be aware, President Kabila, that indeed the world is watching. Thanks very much.